Hello everyone. We are back for something new today. And that is Fallout 2D20 by Modiphius. Hello! Welcome in. Saturday. Hope everyone's having a rather chilled weekend. Rayvon, Shadowlink, Noxious, how are you all? Alright, let's may have that a little loud. Let's bring in the old players, shall we? Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
How are we all?
Hello. New phone, who dis?
New game, watch this.
Alright.
Good. Something a little different for us for a change. Something a bit more meme-worthy. We've been doing a lot of dark stuff recently. A lot of dark stuff.
It's still kind of dark, but you know, and like a a cheeky, humorous, dark way.
Yeah, rather than just grim dark.
Yeah.
So, as people can probably tell, we've got quite the eclectic bunch of individuals today. Tongue-in-cheek dark, the best kind of dark. It is, Shadow. It is. We're looking forward to just a couple of sessions of something different.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Yeah, this will be good.
Excellent. All right. In that case, then, let's drop the logo, the text, wait for the upbeat music to end in 10 seconds, and we'll kick it off, shall we, in episode 1 of the Bobblehead Bonanza. Oh, you couldn't have timed that better. Welcome, everyone, to the Capital Wasteland. An absolute shithole. But it's not so much the Capital Wasteland we're too concerned about at the moment, it's where you all find yourselves. And the smell hits you first. Stale beer, Brahmin sweat, and that distinct someone threw up but no one's cleaned it stench that lingers in the air. Your heads are pounding, your mouth's dry, and for some, perhaps your stomach is doing that uneasy flip-flop that tells you last night was a bad idea. Welcome everyone to the Township of Dustchoke, a barely holding itself together patch of civilization somewhere in the arse end of the Capital Wasteland. It's not much, a few sun-bleached shacks, old houses, and a run-down diner-turned-bar. There's a rusty water pump in the centre of town that spits out more mud than water, and a marketplace where the price of Radaway is just slightly lower than selling your own kidney. If there's a sheriff in town, he's either passed out or doesn't give a mole rat's arse. And the only real law here is who's got the biggest gun. Right now, that honour belongs to a couple of raiders sitting outside arguing over whether drinking irradiated Nuka-Cola is a faster way to get superpowers or just grow a second head. Yes, Dustchoke isn't exactly the high-time hive of upmarket activity. This is, for all intents and purposes, a wastelander's paradise, a scav haven, perhaps even a raider's retreat. But you all, well, you're not outside. No. You're inside the town's one and only bar. Big Bob's Bounty Bar. A real high-class establishment where the floors are sticky, the chairs are mismatched, and the drinks are guaranteed to either get you drunk or blind. Sometimes both. The bar itself is a scavenged mess of scrap and broken pre-war furniture with a hand-painted sign above the counter that reads, "You break it, you buy it. You die here, I sell your shit." It's a real welcoming place. The room itself, though, is alive with the usual wasteland bar crowd. A few raiders turned mercs are nursing bruises from a brawl last night, while an old urchin in the corner is passed out with his head in a plate of what might have once been iguana bits. A pair of traders are arguing with Big Bob himself, who is a 7-foot-tall ex-raider with an eye patch, a shotgun under the counter, and, of course, the world's loudest laugh. They're arguing over whether the beer he served them last night was actually beer or just recycled coolant. And you, well, you're all now in the process of waking up. In the middle of it all. Who's going first? Who do we see? What's your name? What do you do?
Well, I'll go.
All right.
Dave is at one of the booths, just kind of bunch of chems laid out in front of him. His head leaning on what appears to be the half-rotted skull corpse of a death claw. Kind of just not really knowing where the fuck he is at the moment. And he'll get up and put on his helmet and start looking around at everyone.
So what sort of attire do you have, Dave? What do you look like?
Well, you would see he's human, but he's got patches of actual, like, Deathclaw, but also very shittily made, patchworked, like, supposed to look like Deathclaw stuff. He's got a fake tail. His hands, he's got two little Deathclaws. One looks like it was taken from, like, a baby Deathclaw. You know, he's got fake Deathclaw boots and everything, so he thinks he's a Deathclaw.
You're a Deathclaw cosplayer. Or as Scum says, a Fallout furry. I love it. I love it. Alright. Next up, who else do we have around the bar?
Well, there is a ghoul who is wearing a lab coat and looks kind of like they're straight out of a lab, except for the fact that they also have the complexion of a burnt cheese pizza. And he is clearly feeling the effects and just wakes up in one of these booths. Where am I? What happened? I haven't felt like this since the bombs dropped. And he shakes his head and is looking around. And he stands and starts going over towards the jukebox, where there may be another machine.
There is. Besides the machine, in a pile of scrap. In fact, I dare say this machine is old, ancient, but inactive. So before we do that, let's go with the old, the elephant in the room, shall we?
What? Skinny, Skinny, what did you say?
I don't remember getting here.
We drank that boom shine. Remember? With Nuka-Cola quantum chases.
What's saying
Sure.
this?
As Rex stands up to his 8-foot tall height, knocks over a stack of Nuka-Cola bottles as the table gets knocked over as he stands up. Rex is a super mutant. Lovely green complexion. Not too bright, but he's lucky, so it's all good.
You see the ghoul Skinner over by the jukebox, and next to it a familiar-looking item.
What's that you got there?
Skinner looking at the machine, still a bit hungover, just seeing the lights, is starting to try to look for the dials and switches to start a little bit of music on this thing that is clearly to everyone else not the jukebox. I don't know, this thing's broken.
Just kick it, and he runs up and punts his fucking robot.
As your giant super mutant sized boot slams into the exterior of this machine, it suddenly kicks in. What's happening over there as this shock is delivered to this machinery?
I broke it.
It wasn't working at all before. You might have fixed it.
Hit it again.
No, just maybe don't. And Skinner's going to look this machine over and see if there's anything that looks out of place. Because, you know, he's back in the factory. In the lab, we had these for assistants. They moved everything around for us. And so he's going to take out his screwdriver and start looking it over, see if there's anything that's come loose, if there's any panels, wiring exposed, stuff like that.
Roll me a repair check. An easy one. Success 1.
Okay. Abilities. Yeah.
Roll.
As, in fact, Sax,
Oh, wow.
it doesn't find anything. Why? What are you doing?
I'm spinning around now like a spinning top.
What are you? What do you look like?
I'm a classic Mr. Handsy style of robot, but with a couple of added extras, leading anyone that looks close enough to notice I'm more of a Mr. Gutsy than a Mr. Hands.
So as you're leaning in, just as you get close, Skinner, Sax immediately begins to rise up. The jet kicks out a cough, a splutter, as this Mr. Hansy, or military grade Mr. Gutsy, begins to spin round. What are you all doing?
Rex is going to pick Dave up and use him as a human shield.
Skinner's going to dive behind the nearest thing. It's a disco ball of death.
Get it, Dave! Go, growl at it!
Dave, what do you do as you're being held out towards this flailing Mr. Gutsy?
Oh, you just pounce on it. Or at least make an attempt to pounce on it.
Rex will
in the
aid you in
process,
pouncing by
probably-
throwing you.
Yeah, he's gonna miss it and smack right into the actual jukebox.
Sax, whilst you just see this individual just come flying through the air, claws outstretched, I dare say similar to Wolverine from Marvel Rivals, as he just whips his claws out and just goes, "Rah!" sails through the air before slamming into the jukebox. An almighty crack echoes through Big Bob's Bounty Bar. But at this point now, you're no doubt coherent and at least up. Is there anything you wish to do?
Hello, people. I see using a weak man as a weapon shows no communist tendencies, so you must be okay. I am Sax, who is my primary user.
Rex just points at Skinner.
And Skinner is going to poke his head up over the booth that he's using as cover because he was half expecting this thing to just start blasting. Hello? Yes. Sure, yes. It is I.
User. Please give me your name.
You can call me Skinner.
Here's some buzzing and whirring. Second, Mr. Skinner, primary user.
Been a while since I've seen one just like you. Some kind of special model. He kind of leans in and starts looking at the lettering and stuff, trying to decipher if there's any branding on it. He can't because he's still completely messed up. But you know, look at it. He looks around. Well, I suppose we should be on our way because I don't remember anything that happened.
Yeah. Dave, you okay?
The force of the throw knocked Dave out, so he's just slumped in the corner, kind of like his head, like leaned up against the jukebox. He is out cold from that throw.
It's all right, Skinner. I'll get him. And Rex just pick the limp form of Dave up by his belt buckle and just start dragging him towards the front door.
You just hear this incredibly loud, exaggerated cough from the bar.
Bless ya. You should get that looked at.
He's got the black lung.
Maybe a Nuka-Cola. Just wash that right out for you.
From behind the counter of Big Bob's Bounty Bar, Big Bob himself is leant on the counter on one arm, just staring daggers at you. And then he motions his eyes towards the jukebox and then back to your wall. He then flashes you a shit-eating grin full of missing teeth.
Good morning, sweethearts. Y'all had one hell of a night last night. And you owe me a story. Or
And he points towards the jukebox.
cats. Or both. In fact, definitely both.
He then waves a hand towards you all to approach the bar. As he reaches under with the other free hand and plops the shotgun heavily onto the counter.
A story. Yeah, where do we start? I can't remember anything. But story,
Well,
there once was a little girl.
no,
And he's gonna just
you
stop
know
once
what?
he starts.
Now, by all means, carry on. I am more than happy to listen to this little story that you've got there for me.
Well, she had this sheep. It followed her everywhere. And one day, some raiders came along and ate the sheep, and she was sad.
Oh.
I'm not feeling very creative with the hangover.
Right. Well, two things. One, I'm glad to see that y'all got that heap of scrap working that's been lingering in the corner for a while. Dare say that it's y'all owe me a few caps for that if you're taking it with you.
He just... The grin grows wider.
Because y'all taking it with you, right?
Well, well, it's Skinner's now. It said so. Isn't that right? And it pats fucking Sax on the top of the, not the head, one of the eyeballs, I guess.
Primary user, Mr. Skinner here.
We can handle that the way they used to with pets. We can just stand, you over there, me over here. It'll go to who it wants to go with.
And I dare say at this moment in time, it certainly looks like it wants to go with you, my little ghoul friend. So, here's the thing, folks. Y'all came in here last night, louder than a Brahmin and a China stall, celebrating some big win. Something about what was it? A vault-tec bobblehead? Yeah, that was it.
Bobblehead.
Aye.
He points towards Dave.
Similar to that thing over there with the head lolling about, but a little blue, yellow hair. Remember that?
Do we remember that?
Rex has got Dave by the skull head and making a nodding motion. Vaguely, yeah.
Well, I'm glad that you said you did, because you said it was a rare, a real special-looking thing, valuable, maybe even one of a kind. So, naturally, y'all got to drinking, then betting, a few stems here and there, and then you started running some of your goddamn mouths, and, well, that's where things got complicated.
He reaches forward towards you, Rex, and rips off a piece of what looks to be a small sticky note that was stuck to your head that you didn't notice. Seems that it was stuck there with perhaps stale booze or sweat from the night before. And he crumples it down onto the counter.
See, now, sometime after your 11th drink and your 5th terrible idea, y'all ran up a tab bigger than a Deathclaw's appetite. And I'm not talking about, in fact, actually.
He looks towards Dave.
Yeah, that's about right. Anyway, when it came time to settle up with me, y'all didn't have the caps, so...
I need a willing volunteer. Someone gets a flash of inspiration, not so much inspiration, more of remembrance that they were the ones who slapped something down on the table to act as collateral. Who was it?
Fuck it. Look at Dave.
So Bob points a big stubby finger. Bear in mind, as he points a finger, you notice that he's only got a thumb and 2 fingers on his right hand. So he points towards you.
Well, one of you slapped that bobblehead on the table as collateral.
The finger goes to you, Dave.
Said it was worth way more than your debts. Ain't that right?
Rex is gonna jiggle Dave vigorously till he wakes up. I'll throw us up, one or two.
Oh, Dave is just gonna, like, projectile puke all over the counter.
Oh, for fuck. Nice.
Well, it must have been. It's not like they're making any more of them.
Well, I don't know about these things, but...
What?
Oh, morning, princess.
That was a fun little run. Rex, remind me that I need you to do that again. I'm gonna start. His eyes are still closed, and he's gonna start trying to fumble around looking for any of his chems and drugs he may have on him.
You just see
completely oblivious to the conversation.
a woman slinks out
So
from behind
after-
Bob
okay.
and just begins to wipe the counter down. Go on, Skinner.
So we put the bobblehead down, and so now you have made out like a bandit, so to speak. You got something rare and valuable, and we are out of our memories and all of our pocket money.
Well,
Congratulations.
now normally what happens in Big Bob's bar stays in Big Bob's bar, right? But y'all, y'all got a little too carried away. See, I don't know if it was the drinks, the chems, or just plain stupidity, but at some point you lost that damn thing.
crosses his arms, looks at you all, and you begin to hear a few people who are still in the bar. One of the drunken mercs in the corner, like, y'all wanted to use a bobblehead to cover a bar tab? That's the dumbest thing. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. I love it. Trader off in the corner mumbles something like, oh, I don't know, some of them are worth a fortune, maybe all got played. And then one of the scavengers pipes up, who's sat at the edge of the bar, looks over towards you. Oh, you're screwed. Bob don't take IOUs lightly. You ever see Larry? No. Exactly. Bob's just stood there, arms folded, glaring at you all.
That's right. Not stolen, not taken. You lost the damn thing. 1 minute you had it, next minute, gone.
Did it
Well,
run
that's a
off?
conundrum.
So, that certainly leaves the old bar tab question on the table, don't it?
Yeah, and Skinner's gonna start going over his pockets, like looking for caps.
What are the rest of you doing?
I'm going to see if I can find somebody unconscious, pick them up by the leg, and shake them out for caps.
Fuck it, roll me a d10.
D10.
Yeah. And
One.
now that we've got some dice rolls in, let me bring up the old dice window. All right, you go to the nearest drunken fool at the side of the bar, upend him by his ankle, shake him a couple of times, and just a single cap just clink, 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 falls out of his pockets onto the floor.
He'll gingerly pick it up and put it on the counter, and then smile a big goofy grin.
All right. Skinner, get your hands out of your damn pockets. I know you're not good for anything. Look, no need to get jumpy. I don't know where it is, but I do know who was seen fighting over it last night. After y'all started bragging about how special it was, some folks got real interested. 2 of them in particular.
And who was that?
Bob leans in.
Well, one was that powdered up priest from the Fancy Lads Society. You know, the one who acts like he's got an actual bloodline, not just a bunch of hand-me-down pre-war junk. And the other, well, that'd be Miss Matilda. And let me tell you, when that old gal gets her hands on something she wants, she don't let go easy.
All right.
If anyone wishes...
Just thinking...
Yep, go on.
Yeah, Skinner's just trying to string his thoughts together and just think about the society and Matilda, if these names mean anything, or if they're just other smoothskins he's seen around.
That to me sounds like an easy... What? Intelligence? Charisma, maybe? What would you say?
To know something, I would think intelligence.
Yeah.
But I don't know if there's any skill that would go in with that.
I don't see any specifics. Maybe speech. Yeah. Fuck it, we'll go with speech. Roll me an easy speech. If anyone wants to, best thing to do. So the way Fallout works is, rather than one of you, if you wish to nominate someone to do this sort of thing, you can then assist them. So if one of you has a slightly better speech skill, for example, they'd probably be the ideal candidate to roll the test, and then you can add in extra dice on your roll to fill it out. Or you can spend an action point just to... if you think you get an answer that you're not happy with, you can spend an action point to learn a little bit more. So at this, you all look to each other.
All right. So
You don't need my help with speech. You really don't.
Dave, do you know who these people are? You're always talking to people.
I mean, you mean clawing them, then yes.
In that case, I'm
Do
going to
you
ask.
know any fancy lads in
I'll go ahead and
Matilda?
I'll assist him with this.
All right. So in that case, I'm going to ask for just a speech check. It's going to be a success. It's going to require 2 successes, but it sounds like Skinner, you're going to help on this. So I'm going to need 2 dice from you, Dave, from a speech, and then 1 dice from Skinner, also on speech. And it's a combined 2 successes you need. Now you can purchase more dice if you wish with your action points.
I'm gonna put mine out there because it's low. Holy shit! Okay, 1 from me. Come on, get 1 success, Dave. Get 1 success.
Nope. I'm gonna have to spend luck to re-roll. Is that what it is?
Yeah, if you so how many what's your luck ability, Dave?
5.
5. So you have 5 points of luck to spend. You can, if you wish, re-roll those with 8 points of luck.
I'll re-roll it.
So that was no successes and a complication on that roll. So just click the re-roll button.
Yeah, it says select dice you want to re-roll.
Which ones do you want to re-roll?
It would be both.
Oh! So, instead of being a complete complication, basically a crit fail, it goes to the opposite. A crit success, which bumps you to 3 successes. Now, you only needed 2 successes to recall some of this information. So that's 1 success over what you needed, which means you all get an additional action point to your party. So if someone wishes to add the AP, feel free. So, as Skinner and Dave, you look at each other. You pause, think over, and through the chem-induced psychosis that you're in, Dave, you do get some inkling in regards to the Fantasy Lads Society. They seem to be led, you remember a name, Lord Custard Pants III, leader of the Fantasy Lads Society. He's pompous, tends to deck himself out in pre-war memorabilia, and has some weird delusion of being a lord from another country. The other, Miss Matilda, also rings a bell. In fact, I would probably say this one is you, Skinner. You remember Miss Matilda to be a crime boss, quite an old, haggard woman, and the leader of the Sugar Bomb Syndicate. She's a no-nonsense old hag who seems to control the black market for pre-war junk food.
Well, as Dave is, taking one of his claws and he's rubbing his head, but also at the same time etching Dave was here into the underside of the counter that they're at right now. Well, first one sounds like some Lord Custer Pants something to. He's yeah. That sounds like him. Sounds a lot like him. And then the other one, that would be Miss Matilda of the Sugar Bomb Syndicate. Definitely a real mean crime boss.
Fantastic. Well, listen, Bob, I give you some caps now. We could go find this bobblehead and get you paid up. It'd take no time. Well, a little bit of time, but not much. We just gotta go track him down, We'll find it.
That's so. Well, I obviously don't have it, nor do I have any caps from you lot. Unless, of course, one of y'all shoved some caps somewhere unspeakable. But, yeah, I'd most likely see about starting with those two, because, well, they wanted it real bad. Either way, it's your problem now, until you sort it out. But remember,
Yeah, sure.
you still owe me, and I ain't a patient man.
Of course. Yeah. We better get right on that, right? And he's going to look over at Rex and Dave.
Mm-hmm.
And
Dave
he's
is
gonna look
like still scratching his name underneath the table with one of the death claws. Little pile of wood shavings by his seat.
And,
Yeah, boss.
And he's gonna look at Dave. Just custard pants. You got a scent with your death claw senses. Can you track him down?
I wish. But we can at least make an attempt.
And he's gonna start going. It's like he's gonna wave his hand. Well, we need more than it. We're gonna need more than an attempt. We gotta find that bobblehead. And he's gonna just head towards the door, trying to put on a bit of a show so Bob knows that he's motivated to go do this, and he wants to get the hell out of there before Bob starts adding on like this, that, the other.
As you're making your way towards the door, a hand will shoot out and grab your, or at least try and grab your wrist, Skinner.
Rex doesn't like that. He's going to try and intercept. Rex is like the bodyguard. No, you don't touch Skinner.
All right, roll me an unarmed. Easy, an easy unarmed check, please, Rex, as you quickly impose yourself. Yeah. What do you do? Is this hooded? No, not so much hooded. It seems to have a large, one of those old prospector style wide-brimmed hats, and he's laid down on the booth right next to the door. And just as he shoots a hand out towards Skinner, Rex, what do you do?
I swat him away like he's a fucking child. No, stop it.
The hand, actually, as you swat it, separates from the wrist, and the hand just flies off out of the open door into the wasteland behind, and you hear this, "Oh, damn. I only had one good hand left, and you've just got rid of the other one. Oh. You're the fools who were looking for that little toy, right?"
Surely you mean the priceless relic that we are gonna pay this fine gentleman with for the bar tab with, and he will be on the better end of things.
You see a almost hungover, barely coherent ghoul, scruffy beard, now missing both hands. He looks at one stump, looks at the other one, he's like, "Oh, God, not again. How am I gonna get that back? Look, I don't care about no damn doll, but I saw something in that little brawl you were in last night. I dare say that's with her cam, perhaps, or her beer." And he stumps over towards back to the bar where Bob's just stood there, arms folded. This grin unimaginably wide now.
Skinner's going to go into his pockets, come out with, is there I imagine there might be like a menu, like a cap or something. Like,
yeah,
this many caps.
It would no doubt be either a piece of scrap iron or old wood that's been either gouged into with drink, 5 caps, food, 7 caps.
Skinner's going to fish out 5 caps and put them on the counter in front of Bob. So you already have a lead.
Well, Funny that. I appreciate your custom as always.
He scoops the 5 caps ever so slowly off the counter into a pot behind the bar, and then you just watch him for a brief moment as he turns, opens up the valve on a suspicious-looking rusted barrel as he pours some form of alcohol, maybe recycling coolant, who knows, into a tin, and then puts it on the counter and slides it over towards you. And then he extends his left hand, the one with all the fingers.
I dare say that deserves a good old-fashioned tip now, wouldn't you think?
He's going to fish out another cap and put it on the counter. I'll give you another one if you have a straw. Look at him.
Bob turns around to the shelves behind him and takes out a piece of rubber piping from an engine and then just slaps it into this tin full of alcohol and then nods at you. And then
See, look at that. All you miss is a little umbrella. And he's going to take another cap and put it on the counter in front of Bob.
Vera, you have one of them there umbrellas by any chance?
A middle-aged, sharp-eyed woman who obviously seems far too smart to be working in a dump like this exhales, slides, having already mopped up the vomit from Dave earlier, takes out a small piece of wood, a knife from her belt, quickly cuts it into a toothpick-sized shape, slaps a piece of old paper on the top of it, and then just throws that in the drink. There you go, boys. There's your fucking umbrella. Also, I might know something about your little scuffle last night.
And he's going to fish out another cap and put it, and there. It's like he's just there, like, this is just going to keep piling up.
So whilst you're doing this, Rex. In fact, Sax, what have you been up to this whole time? As it seems you tried to leave the bar and then got waylaid. Fancy that.
I've been floating around the bar, listening to people's conversations.
Roll me a perception, if you would be so kind. Just an easy. So you can't roll just a straight.
No,
you can't. So let's go with survival. Just an easy
You
survival.
can roll a straight perception, can't you?
Can you?
Yeah. If you go to your...
Oh, yeah, you can.
You can? Okay.
Yeah, you can.
Sorry, what am I rolling?
Just it's 2 dice. Basically, every time I ask for a roll, it's just 2 dice.
Okay. So just like that.
Yeah,
Boom.
perfect. Perception. You, in your little circle of milling around in the bar, Sax, you seem to comprehend now that they're looking for a bobblehead of some sort.
Mm-hmm.
And the last thing that would catch your attention would be this scaver, almost looks kind of like a mercenary. He's got a hollow eye, long duster, sat with his feet up on the table at the back of the room. And you would overhear him mutter something about fists flying last night, drunken arseholes, and someone talking real loud about a deal. Giving you the impression that, this person may also be privy to what happened last night.
Okay. Hello, Mr. Bystander. I believe you have information requiring this bobblehead.
Who the Oh, he immediately recoils further back into the seat as this Mr. Gutsy just flies up to him and arms whirring. Yeah, I remember. Oh. Sax. Roll me a speech check, please.
Yeah, from the bar because the robots are never quiet. So real quick, Skinner's gonna look back over his shoulder towards whoever it is. Don't make any sudden movements, and you'll be fine.
Yeah, I'll go on. Throw me a single speech check in there as well, please.
Oh dear God.
Skinner.
I'm just trying to add something for flavor, man.
As you hear this, the guy looks towards you, Skinner, looks back at you, Sax, and immediately starts reaching under his duster for a weapon. Oh God! I think it's already too late for that.
As he goes for his weapon, a buzzsaw starts up and just flies forward and stops millimeters from his throat.
Oh, fine. Oh, all right. Look, when those fists were flying yesterday, right? Yeah, there were a lot. Them. At this point, his hands are up, well out of his jacket, as this buzzsaw is just whirring in front of his face. They were talking real loud about making some sort of deals. Said something about securing it for later, and then the big one left. Yeah, the big one left like it was the best idea that he ever had. Yeah, right. After that. Oh, please don't cut me. Please don't cut me. There's some shady-looking fella in rags sat at your table. I swear I'm telling the truth. You gave him something. Oh, you gave him something.
The buzzsaw stops abruptly and folds back up underneath the arm. Thank you for your assistance, bystander. Keep good watch out for them commies.
This scaver immediately just turned mercenary. He begins to burst into tears, holding his hands to his throat. Sobbing, snot begins to run down his nose as he just nods. Yeah. They gave it away. Everyone now turns back away from this scene that's just gone off in the corner, and Bob immediately just pipes up.
Well, I'm glad that you're taking that thing with you. It's just been nothing but an ornament recently.
Yeah, and he's going to look at the guy who just got the drink for. Like, all right, now spill. What do you know?
You stick the little tin of alcohol in front of the handless
He's got the end of the rubber hose. He's got the rubber hose, and he's holding it there, like, and every time he tries to go for it before he starts talking, he's just going to move the hose away.
You fucker. Fine. I don't care about no damn doll, but I saw something during the brawl when you were all in. The little guy real quick grabbed it and bolted too fast for me to get a good look at, but, well, he weren't no normal wastelander. Could have been a kid, mutant. Could have been a damn hallucination. Who's to say? Now,
he's gonna put the end of the hose in his mouth, and then he's gonna just let it go. So if he drops it, it's on him from there.
He does. He can manage to get a single sip before it falls out of his mouth. And then with his two stumps for hands now, just tries to grab the straw. And he's like, fuck, shit, bugger.
Yeah. Let's see. He's gonna step away from that dude and look at the lady who'd stepped up with the umbrella.
The barmaid.
Did you see? Yeah. Did you see something different from what he saw?
Well, Oh, if I had a cap for every idiot who came in here, got wasted, and woke up with regrets, I'd own this goddamn bar. But look, I saw your little prize right before the chaos started. Custard Pence and Matilda were both arguing about it, but neither of them actually took it. Nope. Once the fight got messy with you lot, I believe the little claw man over there threw a chair, and then the big one threw a bottle, and then suddenly, poof, Bobblehead gone. I don't know who grabbed it, but I certainly saw Custard Pence and Matilda. They were not too pleased with its disappearance. I dare say someone probably grabbed it in the confusion. Now, who that was? Yeah, beats me. I was busy ducking under the counter when, She points back towards Rex. Fucking brute over there started throwing silverware like some sort of knife throwing competition. Do you have anything to say for yourself, by the way? And she sticks a finger in your direction, Rex.
Rex went and got the hand that he knocked off. and she talks to him and he just goes, and he just waves with the spare hand.
God damn.
As he's waving the spare hand, you can see Dave is following it like it's a toy.
Oh, and you, Claw, you owe me a brand new chair. When you find one, you bring it back here. Do you hear me?
Not paying attention to her, doesn't even hear her, just looking at the hand.
Rex's attention's lost now.
She's quickly there behind the counter with the knife again, just filing out another small wooden toothpick, and just with a great heft from behind the counter, this small toothpick goes flying through the air and just juts into your side, Dave. Hey, I'm talking. You, new chair. You owe me a new chair. If you see one out in the wasteland that's in good condition, you bring the damn thing back right here. Do you understand me?
10 caps and I will.
You broke the... Bob! Bob looks towards Vera. Face pale, exasperated. Like...
I'll knock 5 caps off your tab if you can bring me back a nice new chair on your travels for the one to replace the one that you broke.
Sure, chair. How hard can that be? We'll keep an eye out. It's yours.
All right, good.
All right. Well, we better be on our way to go do that then. Come
Also,
on, fellas.
One last thing to remember, this is Big Bob's Bounty Bar. If I don't see caps or payment for that tab within the next week, then I am putting a bounty out on your name.
We'll make sure there's no need for that. We'll be back as soon as we can be. And he's going to try to make us work towards the door again.
All right. This time, nothing stops you. You make your way towards the door of Big Bob's Bounty Bar.
I have a question.
Fire away.
Did Rex leave the hand with the ghoul, or does Rex still have the hand?
No, it's Rex's hand. He's biting its fingernails. And, and yeah,
every once in a while when you're biting on it, Dave's going to, kind of try and claw at you to get it.
Stop it. Stop it. And then he's slapping with hand. I said, stop it. Bad Dave.
It's, you there, you... He's going to look at the letters again. Sax. Is that short for something?
Yes, Mr. Skinner, sir. It stands for Search and Contain Commie Scum.
Sounds like you got the skill set we need for this job.
And I just lift up my flamer and my buzzsaw.
That fellow that you was talking to said something about Was it some safekeeping little child mutant in rags?
Grab the thing and run away with it.
Gotta keep an eye out for little mutant child with sticky fingers, someone with custard in their pants, and a sugar-addicted meth head. How bad could it be?
Are they commies?
That remains to be seen.
Commies then.
Quite possibly. You can never be too careful.
Constant vigilance, sir. Constant vigilance.
Enemies of freedom and Nuka-Cola. And he's gonna look at Dave. You sure you can't, like, sniff them out or something? Know which way they went?
Like Dave's just gonna slowly turn and look at him and cock his head like, "Are you fucking kidding me?"
Rex is going to
Listen.
snap off a finger and go, I'll give you a treat.
You're the one wanting to play fetch with the hand. I don't know what you got when you were bit by a radioactive iguana.
Oh, I love this so much.
Dave's gonna try and remember the easiest way to get to Custer Pants.
That's going to be a pretty difficult thing. So yeah, let's go. Just I'm going to ask for 3 success intelligence check. The reason being, you are aware that the Fancy Lads group seem to move around. They don't really have a location that you can immediately recall. So if you want more than that, I'm going to require a 3 success intelligence check.
All right. How many dice am I rolling?
If you want to spend a party action point to grab a dice, you can roll 3 dice. Or if you want to spend more than one, you can... depends on how many action points you want to spend.
Nah, I don't want to spend any just yet, so I guess I'll make a roll here and see what happens.
You're not sure. Again, as for his location, you don't know. It seems that the Fancy Lads Society seems to just almost like roving traders. They visit towns every now and again looking for pre-war memorabilia. But for you, you're not too interested in where you've never really taken much note of where they've come from. You just know what they do. Sorry, go on, Rex.
Can I use the look of the draw to spot one of them off in the distance, just wandering? Just so happens that he's walking by.
Roll me an easy perception. So 1 success. All right. As you glance around, so in fact, before we get to that point, as you step out of the bar into Duskchoke itself, Duskchoke ain't much. It's just a handful of crumbling buildings, rusted out cars, and folks too stubborn or perhaps just desperate to leave. The streets are more dirt than pavement, and wind kicks up a haze of dust and regret in every single corner you look. Traders, mercs, raiders, scavvers shuffle through a makeshift market just out the front of Bob's bar, where a half-broken Protectron shouts constantly about cram, even though the only food stall here is roasting something that perhaps, definitely, used to crawl. Besides that is a large tarp and a wagon selling scrap, salvage and other odds and ends. And last but not least, you see a relatively young teen throwing what appears to be pebbles at several Brahmin in a makeshift pen. It's close to the scrap wagon trader that, Rex, you see an individual in a incredibly dusty, tattered, ragged black pre-war suit and an incredibly large black top hat with a purple ribbon wrapped around the top. From the way he's standing, he's definitely pompous, perhaps seeming above the locals, as he seems to be arguing with the scrap vendor about the price of some miscellaneous items spread out on the tarp in front of them.
Rex is just gonna go, what about him?
Perfect. And he's gonna say, he's gonna look at Sax and say, "We don't know he's a communist, so just be wary. Might try to run. If they run, they're a communist. If they don't run, they might just be a well-disciplined communist."
Weapons at the ready, sir.
Start walking down toward the street towards this vendor that Rex is pointing toward.
You begin to make your way into this small marketplace in front of Bob's Bar. It's a rough collection of makeshift stalls where traders sell scrap, junk, food, and various other scavenged materials from the wasteland. It's always busy, if you can call a small shithole like this busy. And it's always full of rumours, and you get the impression always one bad trade away from a fist fight. But with that, you begin to make your way towards the junk trader. This is run by an individual you're all familiar with. You've been here once, twice before, perhaps at the bare minimum. The junk trader is called Scraps. He seems to be a somewhat older gentleman with a metal piston from an engine as a leg, and he very much seems to have a no-nonsense attitude. As you step up towards his stall, you see Scraps just arguing with this pompous, fancy-dressed individual. It's like, "No, I'm not selling you that thing for more than that. 10 cap? No, that's got to be 20 caps at the bare minimum. 20 caps." Black-suited man's like, "Well, that's not, that's well out of my price range, I tell you. How's about 15? I dare say Lord Custard Pants himself is going to love it and might get you a bit of favor, you know." No. Right, if you're bringing in the little custard pants, it's 40 caps. 40 caps. Oh, new customers. Welcome one and all. Oh, fuck's sake, you lot again. What do you want? Him.
Does it? While they're starting this up, can we see what they're arguing over?
Absolutely.
Like what item it is?
Absolutely. It seems to be a old pre-war camera. Granted, this thing probably doesn't even work anymore. It's mostly just rust. The bits that were once leather have dried to a point where just a single touch it'd no doubt flake off. But for all intents and purposes, it's an old snapper, one of the old cameras.
Okay. So yeah, I'm just gonna let Rex address him like he was going to.
Oh, you want him? Hey, pompous prick! You got guests? Oh, it's like, oh, it's you boys. Oh, what's that? He looks around towards Sax, who's floating. Well, I've not seen one of those floating around for quite a few years. Hey, is your floating friend there for sale? Hey, ain't got no caps, don't listen to this piece of shit.
It's a recent acquisition, not for sale. And he's gonna look at the camera What you fancy lads gonna be taking boudoir photos of each other or something with this?
I don't know how you dare. Hell no, this is a gift for Lord Custard Pants, because, well, we don't have a camera in our collection just yet, and I saw old Scraps here had one, so I just thought I'd try and buy it.
Oh yeah? Where's Lord Custard Pants holding up right now?
Well, why don't you ask him yourself? You were the ones talking to him yesterday. He just left me behind to... Well, in fact, see, if you, you lost that old, little... He makes a bobbling motion with his hands. Yeah, you were after the one thing he wanted, and you lost it yesterday. Then he stormed out, said that, I'm to stay here until you boys and girls come back with the bobblehead, and then we can talk shop again.
Well, this conversation's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Sax is just floating on his little thruster to the far side of the guy, so he's wedged between metal and the group.
Yeah, your little floating friend's getting a bit close for comfort.
He doesn't bite. He ain't got no teeth. And he smile at him.
Yeah, those old pre-war robots, their proximity detectors can be a little bit faulty sometimes.
Oh yeah, he's a pre-war robot. Oh shit, yeah, he is. Oh man, are you sure he's not for sale?
Well, generally, anything that works now is something that's worked since before the war. Everything else is just
Oh, I didn't know that.
rubble. So,
Oh, well, you learn something new every day. God damn.
So, so you were supposed to take word to this Custard Pants once we got the bobblehead, but how are you supposed to get in touch with him?
Well,
And does he have any nice chairs?
Yeah, Scraps his pipe up. I've got a couple of chairs if you want to buy a few chairs. Excuse you.
You should chew before you eat them fingers.
Dave just completely ignores everyone and keeps nibbling away.
No, I'm here. Lord Custard Pants will be coming here in about a day or two. He's needed some time to wait just to let off some steam after, the old deal with your bobblehead fell through.
All right, so he's gonna be coming back here once he's had his tea party and calmed down.
Wait! Scraps pipes up. You fuckers say bobblehead.
Yes.
That yay big. And he motions two hands together.
Yes.
Blue. Little man, yellow hair. Give me a one finger salute.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, I've seen one of them. I have a little scrot bag last night tried to pull one off on me for fucking stupid caps.
Little rag wearing creature.
Yeah.
Child mutant something.
No, he's a fucking ghoul, ain't he? Little ghoul bastard. Like you, but smaller.
Did he have only one hand?
I don't know, he was dark.
Was he holding the bobblehead with one hand or two?
I don't know. I mean, I had a few drinks by then. It was late after night, and anyway, this tiny little child ghoul fucking thing come up to me. He's like, "Look, do you want to buy this? It's rare." I'm like, "No, I'm not interested. Fuck off." Smelled like irradiated brown piss, and I told him to jog.
Well, I don't know. I'm just gauging the situation because of the town. And so what Skinner's going to do is he's going to just stop and look around and see if he can spot any small figures that are around, because he's now thinking that based on what's said in the bar and everything else, there might be like a tiny ghoul running around trying to sell this and potentially even listening in, or
As you glance around, I'm going to say, roll me a perception. Just a 1 success.
Oh, I'm trying to. How am I?
If you get your combat crossroads combat bar up,
I gotcha.
attribute skills, and then you can just click on perception. That's easier.
Forgot we had combat bar on this. God.
Yeah, combat bar.
Chef's kiss.
Also, that's 2. Count it. Not 1.
That's 2. That is 2. That's you
3,
only need
actually.
1.
Crit.
Well, no, so the target number was 10. So Skinner's perception's
okay,
10. So the 12 missed, but a crit one is 2 6. So you get 1 action point, which takes you to the max of 6. Add yourselves an action point, boys. So, as you glance around, you wouldn't see an individual that looks like a small ghoul child, but you certainly would notice that Grub, the meat vendor, who's just on the opposite side of the market to where you are, seems to be looking over your way, catches eyes with you, Skinner, and then just begins to wave in your direction. And he mouths one word: nibble.
No. So Skinner has no idea what the hell he's talking about.
I mean, it's quite a distance, but he's constantly waving you over and just nodding like, nibble, nibble, nibble.
Yeah, you can tell Lord Casty Pants when you see him that we'll be talking to him real soon. And
All right. Can you get? You sure you don't want to sell the floaty boy?
you know, I think that based on the social political views that the robot's displaying, that would not go so well for Lord Custard Pants.
Hey, what about you? And he points a finger towards you, Dave. You want to sell me that hat?
No. No.
I'm
just gonna let out a bit of a gurgle afterwards. No. As he's just continuing to,
excuse
nibble
you.
on the finger.
What? Is that a thing? Immediately, the fancy lad just turns around and begins to throw his stomach up as he notices that you're eating a finger. Sax, Rex, what are you two up to? As Skinner's making his way across the market now towards the meat vendor.
I'll just follow in Skinner's wake. I'll just be his overgrown shadow. he knows his role. Be the big fucking meathead. Hurt anybody that needs hurting.
I fly over the pool of sick on my way to go, and this smell of cooked vomit now assaults the poor man's nose. He throws up again.
You just hear the trader scraps like, "Oh, really? It's right there, sir. Oh, well, we scoop that up, sell it to Grub. I could use it for flavouring. Get out of the way, prissy bitch." You just see, the scraps the junk vendor push the fancy lad off to the side as he gets a dustpan and brush. Mostly, the brush is basically just a twig with several small branches. The dustpan is rusted as he just starts scooping this burnt mess up. Anyway, on the opposite side of the market, Rex, Skinner, you approach Grub the meat vendor, who's stood there over a large, open, rusted oil barrel. It's got a bit of a gauze over the top, coals and wood and bits of scrap burning away beneath it. Where you notice he seems to be cooking meat. No.
Neat. Okay.
Meat.
What is it, Grub? What do you know?
Oh, you want a skewer, don't you? Yeah, you want a skewer. How's about? You get a skewer and I tell you about nibble. Huh? You'll like it. It's tasty. Fresh this morning.
And he's gonna look at the
mystery
look at,
meat.
Rex and Dave. How much you want for the skewers?
No, call it a cap a skewer. Dirt cheap. But
He's gonna get
juicy.
Dave caps.
Go on, Dave.
Go ahead.
Oh, Dave, hearing it's only a cat, will throw the finger that he was nibbling on onto the little grill he has, and then pull out 3 caps and buy 3
3 skewers.
3 skewers for himself.
Roll me a perception check. 1 success. With the caps exchanged and the skewers in hand, you don't care what this burning finger smells like because you've got meat. Almost perfectly cut, inch cubes of luscious, juicy meat cooked to perfection on an open grill. Juicy, tasty.
He's gonna take 2. Skinner's gonna take 2 caps and hand him over to get the skewers, and he's gonna hand them towards Rex, so Rex can have a snack.
It's fair. Rex is probably drooling at this point. Thank you. Thank you.
Good. Yeah.
He looks towards you, Dave, Grub, the food vendor.
Do you like it? Is it good?
Mouth full, just nodding.
Oh. Good. I'll get some more tomorrow. So, 5. Oh, lots of caps. You want to know Nibble? Little ghoul boy.
Nibble.
Little ghoul boy.
Please tell me that Nibble isn't the one on the grill here in front of us. You madman, the way you're cackling.
Grub just taps his nose, grins, and then shakes his head.
No. Ghoul doesn't grill well. No, but Nibble. Yeah. I saw he went to sell something to Scrap yesterday, but Scrap not having it, so little Nibble. Yes. Talking to friends. Other ghouls about the holy artifact. Now, I like artifacts. Holy ones at that, with the little holes in. Reminds me of rendered fat on the grill, yeah? So I followed them. Turns out it was not an artifact, but storm drains. They said they go into storm drains.
Storm drains south of here.
Yeah.
And he's gonna just think about the area and like. All right. What kind of storm drains?
Sewers open, go into the underground sewers, so, ghouls, probably. Lots of ghouls.
Great.
But it makes sense, ghouls living with other ghouls in a sewer. You can't write this shit.
Right, because all ghouls live in sewers together.
They do. Yes, they do. I'm surprised you're here.
Rex will start chewing really slowly and stop mean mugging the fuck out of this guy.
You know, Grub, you're a real stand-up fella. When Scraps comes over with something to sell you, you should really, sample the goods yourself before you buy anything.
I would like to sample Scraps at some point. Oh, now that's a good...
Whoa. Keep that. Your personal life is your own life. You keep that to yourself. Also, so Skinner's gonna just like, all right, we gotta go find the storm drains, and he's gonna look that way, because like he's thinking like if there's a highway they might be coming off of there. We need to find, quote unquote, the storm drains.
Roll me a survival check. In fact, let me put it this way: who would be familiar with this area? Are you all natives to Dustchoke in this part of the wasteland? Or have you come in? Sax, I dare say, if you've been here a while, are you a native of this area, or were you active in this area at some point?
I was active at some point.
Yeah. So I dare say you'd be a good candidate for a survival check. Anybody else? So don't roll just yet, just in case if anyone else has any ideas. But anybody else?
Yeah, Dave's lived around here for a while.
Okay. Anybody else?
I think Rex has probably been with Skinner like a long time, and he doesn't pay attention.
So I'm just checking it out to make sure that I'm right here. It looks like Skinner will have been around Washington, D.C. So if this is that area, then
Yeah, it's the arse end, the outskirts. Probably, if we're throwing a dart at the board, I would say the southern, southwestern part of the Capital Wasteland.
Okay. All right.
So with that, then I'm going to ask for a survival check. Whoever wants to roll it will take the initial 2d6, and then the rest of you would be able to add an additional one roll. So I say 2d6 to 2d20. And anybody else who's from this area will be able to add a single roll of survival to the result.
All right.
Who wants to take the main roll?
Go on, I'll do it.
Yeah. All right. Sax,
Survival
2d6. Unless you wish to buy any more dice, you can
2d20.
Oh, God, why do I keep saying 2d6? God damn it, 2d20.
Oh, no.
And
I'm just going to roll it as normal
okay. So
and not do very well.
yeah.
Other memes go on one dice yet. It's
So
not going well.
I just want to say, I better be rolling like this tomorrow night. Else I'm going to flip the table.
anybody wish to spend some luck to re-roll? If not, that's
Yeah,
also
go on,
fine.
How do you do it?
So basically, click on re-roll, click the dice you want to re-roll.
Here you go. One success from Rex.
Hey.
I will throw mine in there too because I've got 4 points. I can.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want to re-roll both. No, never mind.
I'll restore one for you since you.
Cheers.
There we go. Okay. So with 2 successes, you all get the. You've all been around the Capital Wasteland for a considerable amount of time. There are a multitude of storm drains and sewer entrances dotted all over the place. But Rex and Skinner, at least you two would be aware that the closest one to Dustchoke is just a quick hop, skip, and a jump down some of the less used roads. Probably an hour's walk away.
Yeah. I think we know where that is, right? Remember that one time with what was it? Those rad roaches, and they scurried down there.
Yeah, and they were crunchy, but it was small. I don't like it, Skinner. It was small.
We'll make it quick. We'll try to make it quick. That's all we can do.
Okay.
With that, then, you begin to make your way out of Dustchoke. You step through the reinforced doors that surround this small township into the wastelands, just with the call behind you of Grub, just like,
No, that one. 2 cups. Yes, that's 2 cups. That's a special. That's the special crunch. I only have one of those per day.
followed by a voice of, well, it certainly smells like the rest of the meat you've got cooking here.
Don't worry. It's different. Specially seasoned. 2 cups and it's yours.
With that, though, leaving behind the crumbling mess of Dustchoke, the world opens up into the endless, broken stretch of the capital wasteland. The air here is dry, sharp, and carries the faint metallic tang of radiation that seems to cling to everything, even in the wind. The ground beneath your feet cracks.
Sweet radiation.
The ground beneath your feet cracks with each step, sun-bleached and scorched by decades of nuclear heat. In every direction, the horizon rolls on nothing but twisted metal skeletons of old-world cars and collapsed highways. These collapsed highways seem to jut from the earth like ribs of some long-dead giant, and the sky seems to be an occasional mix of blues followed with a sickly blend of grey and burnt orange, with a dust that never seems to quite settle. In the distance, you spot the faint glint of old radio towers standing tall like forgotten gods, their signals long dead, or maybe still whispering to anyone foolish enough to listen. Every shadow seems to move just a little too much for your liking, and every gust of wind sounds like it's carrying a secret just out of reach. And yet, for all the decay and desolation, life stubbornly hangs on here. Mutated shrubs claw through cracked concrete, and the occasional crow caws from above. Granted, if you ignore the extra eye that some of them seem to have that stares into your soul. Welcome to the Capital Wasteland, and that's where we'll call our first break.
P-break.
P-break!
Perfect. Gonna get a coffee.
Those in Game of Thrones.
Folks, we will be but a moment. Cheers, Duz. Alright. 1 moment, chat.
to say this is the jolliest music we've ever had in one of these.
It is.
Well, memes. Barksy, Shelley, I'm glad you're enjoying yourselves. I'm glad. When we originally set out doing this, we thought we'd just do something completely different to what we normally do. Just stupid, wacky, going with the mentality of just memes. I think we're ticking the boxes. All right, I think we're just waiting for Dave to return from his coffee making exercise.
Dave the Rave.
Dave the Rave. How about you guys? Enjoying something a little different?
Yeah, he's good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I can definitely need to drink a lot of water.
God damn it, Rayvon. Yeah, it's we have been trying a few different RPGs recently, just to break away from for me as DM, you know, just flex the creative muscles in something different. Yeah, so compared to the usual grey and dreary, absolutely. And what better way to do it than, you know,
I'm back.
Search for a bobblehead. Welcome back. All right. So, stepping out into the Great Wastes. Here you are met with, as stated before, broken concrete, dried weeds, skeletal trees, and the ruins of once great America. What do you all do? So before you say that, is Dave a death? No, Dave is a raider. He's a Fallout furry. He's a Deathclaw cosplayer.
He's a scaly, not a furry. Deathclaws don't have fur.
Yeah, so he's a scaly. All right, so stepping out into the wasteland, what are you all doing?
Looking for storm drains.
Rex is probably dragging his feet and sulking because he knows he has to go into storm drains, and they're small and cramped, and they're not ideal for somebody that's 8 foot fucking tall.
Dave's just following behind, but he's eating that last little skewer of meat.
Mystery meat.
He's also keeping his eye out for, you know, anything that looks like he could go searching to see if maybe someone had stashed some chems somewhere or something.
That to me sounds like are you wanting to do a look of the draw?
I'll do a luck of the draw.
All right. Roll me a perception check, please. Just one success.
I am going to re-roll. I'm going to spend a luck and re-roll.
Okay. One dice.
I need drugs.
You know what? I'm feeling good about this. I'm gonna roll one more time.
kind of jumpy there.
Dave's looking a little dejected. He's got his last jet hooked to his belt, and he's kind of fidgeting for it, trying his best to not go for it.
You see something though, Dave. A shimmer. It's only there for a brief moment, but then you blink, and almost like you were hallucinating something, the shimmer is no longer there. Perhaps you really do need some drugs.
Dave is like hanging his head low. His feet are like really dragging now. Like he is, getting depressed because he's only got his one final thing of jet. that itch is starting to come back to use it right away.
Sax, anything you're up to on this journey through the wasteland?
My eye stalk's just swinging from side to side, looking for small people and sewer drain.
Roll me a perception. It needs a perception, please. Okay. You hear the sound of an explosive relatively close by, just a boom. But you don't seem to see exactly where it's gone off, apart from it's ahead of you somewhere on your journey towards the storm drain.
At hearing the explosion, Rex perks up. He's like, huh. Bomb? Bomb?
There was a sound of an explosion, Mr. Mutant. I do not know where from.
Rex is going to start sniffing the air. Where is it at? Can you smell it?
Perception?
Perception.
Why not?
Yeah!
Huzzah! You keep walking for a little while and just sniffing the air, and then all of a sudden something catches your attention, Rex. It smells like roast Brahmin. With that almost cordite, burnt powder smell that seems to waft in through the air towards you.
Is this way? And he's going to pick up Skinner and start legging it.
Setting off at a brisk pace. Skinner underarm. You head down a road that seems to dip before rising again, and just as you reach the top of the rise and look out, you see a piece of raised highway that's collapsed, creating almost a bit of a wall, a natural defensible position, and stretched out on one side of this broken highway for probably 100 meters or so seems to be a huge herd of Brahmin. All of them stood still. At the very front, at this entrance, this natural valley, natural gateway, should I say, is a smoking crater with several Brahmin that have been scattered around and a pair of smoking boots at the very front of this herd.
So there's no other people, just all the Brahmin.
Yeah, there's easily probably 30, 40 Brahmin just in a line that trails back about 100 meters. 2 of them have been blown apart, and nothing but just a pair of smoking boots in the center of where this highway's collapsed in the middle. And they're just stood there. Both heads mooing.
So Rex will stop dead, plunk Skinner down, and go, meat. Unsling his sledgehammer. Meat. Raise his sledgehammer above his head. Meat! And he'll charge at the Brahmin.
Skinner is looking to just looking at the ground and seeing if it looks like there's a minefield or something.
As Rex is starting to make his way, sledgehammer held high, you stood back just surveying the area. I'm not even going to ask for a check, as immediately you just begin to see the telltale red glimpse of the occasional light flashing. First 1, 2, 5, 10.
Rex, it's a minefield.
You see the Skinner. What?
There are bombs all over the ground.
Look, it's a mighty field of freedom pies. Try not to step on them.
What he said.
How far away are the Brahmin from our location?
So as you're looking down, you're on a slight rise, so probably 50, 60 meters away from you is this collapsed highway with this minefield spread between the 2 portions of the highway that's collapsed. So the Brahmin would start about 50, 60 meters away. Maybe a little further, actually, and just lead on.
So it looks like they're in the minefield and just haven't exploded, or they're right on the other side.
Sorry. Yes, it seems like they've made their way into the minefield, and with the boots and the 2 dead Brahmin were unlucky enough to step on the mine, and with no one to lead them, the rest of the Brahmin have just stood still.
All right, so is there a blast radius where the mine went off?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. There's a blackened, charred ground in a roughly 3 meter diameter from where these boots are.
Yeah, so he's going to look at where Rex has run and just see if there are any mines near him.
Yes, Rex has probably stepped past at least 3 of them.
Okay, just hold on. And Skinner's going to approach very cautiously and try to start disarming mines between him and Rex, so Rex doesn't trigger one of these things. And then, end up as a pair of boots.
I'm going to need 3 repair rolls, please. Success. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well,
Success.
There is an explosive skill.
Is there? Oh, there is. You're right. Yeah, let's go with explosives. Success 1 per mine. You've got 3 mines to deactivate.
All right. I'm going to roll those 2.
Oh, shit.
That's a good one.
Oh, and here I was hoping for the complication.
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
What's it look like?
Buddy.
What's it look like?
So Skinner comes up and sees that there's there's the most lazy attempt to hide in these mines. So he just looks at the thing, takes out his multi-tool that he seems to take out for everything, and starts plugging away, starts tinkering with it, and basically just disarms the mine. And it's all it is like a pressure sensor. Unless these are these mines beeping?
Yep, there is
Actually,
the
okay,
telltale beep.
Sorry, so he's coming in really low, like squatting down and coming up on the thing, and he's basically just deactivating the proximity detectors on the mines. He just comes over and gets them one by one, very quietly and carefully, and shows the actual mines to Rex. Just one of these is enough to turn the Brahmin into a bunch of those iguana bits back in the dust choke.
Seeing the large form of a super mutant and 2 individuals and a floating box, the Brahmin all have their heads in your direction, and first you just hear a murr, 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 as the lead Brahmin slowly starts to walk forward in your direction, and this line of 30 to 40 Brahmin begin to move.
Like, they're just moving, or they're
on the way to
stampeding?
No, they're not stampeding. They're just like a herd animal that's just seen their new leader. They begin to walk over towards you all.
And I'm guessing that the minefield is between us.
Absolutely.
Well, this is gonna be a thing. Just stand back, I guess. Is there any indication like how big this minefield is? Like,
Roll me an easy perception. In fact, no, if you're looking at this range, I would say it's going to require 2 successes on a perception check.
Okay. Only one.
It seems pretty large.
Okay.
There are a few telltale signs that at some point, perhaps raiders set up here to act as highway robbers. There's a few old crates and posts, a couple of sandbag walls that have been obviously no longer manned, but at some point you get the indication that this may have been used by raiders to stop traders and caravans coming this way.
Well, the bright side is that they're making a path for us. And he's just gonna back up a little bit and wait for the inevitable.
Over the span of the next 10 minutes, you all just sit and watch as, almost like whack-a-mole, plumes of dirt are ejected high into the sky, followed by the ragdolled corpse of a Brahmin. As 10 minutes pass, all 30, 35, 40 of these Brahmin are just completely shot skyward before tumbling down to the ground at terminal velocity and just crunching against the dirt, rolling a few times. It's like the 4th of July, beef edition.
Sax has got one of his arms against his chest. Where a heart would be if he was a normal person. Watching. And he's like, if I had tear ducts, I'd be crying now. It's so beautiful.
There's also times where the odd cow would, or the odd Brahmin would fly down, hit another mine, which would cause it to fly again. And it's just this cascading eruption of flying beef.
David will look at Rex and delivery of meat.
So yeah, Rex and Dave are probably on the outskirts trying to catch any flying bits of meat that come their way.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's a game now.
Dave, Rex, both of you roll me a strength check, please. Come on, complication. Let's see a complication. Yes! Dave, you, as the cows are Brahmin's being blown apart, you see a large chunk coming towards you, and just as you try and catch it, the last minute you're like, nah, this is probably a little bit too big. You step to the side as the Brahmin splats into the wasteland below. Giving you enough chance to grab ample meat from it, but Rex, on the other hand, you see a full Brahmin ejected high into the air. And there's that moment that crosses your tiny little brain of, I can catch that. As this full Brahmin's coming towards you, what do you do? You catch it, but what's the complication? Is it's a full cow?
Oh my god. Well, it's not as sturdy as Rex would have thought, so he kind of, as it comes, he tries to bear hug it, and it smushes in half, and just, it like breaks in half around him, so like the head goes one way, the legs go the other, and he's just stood there with a pile of guts in the middle. But, that counts, right?
Dave will look over and just shake his head no.
It's still attached in a coat, and he's just got a hold of like intestines that are attached the bottom and the top of. Right? Oh.
Dave's already not. He's like, he already shook his head and is looking for the next piece of meat coming flying down at him.
Dave's a cheater. He'll slam the guts down.
Ah, dear. Sax, Skinner, anything you two are doing whilst Dave and Rex are playing catch-a-cow?
Well, seems like Sax is, like saluting the cows and like just watching, them.
This patriotic display.
The ultimate bovine sacrifice, I guess. And so Skinner's just there, and he's like, well, maybe this will get him out of their system, and, they'll be entertained for the rest of the trip. No more detours. Letting it all play out.
Anything
Now the herd of commie cows has been disposed of. We should move on.
Yeah, we're losing daylight. Also, we could probably tell Grub about this place, make a few caps. Wouldn't be a huge loss if he managed to find one of the mines that wasn't exploded.
Having been torn away from the bounty of meat, you begin to continue your journey through the wasteland in the direction of the closest storm drain. Like all good wasteland stories go, eventually, once again, you are waylaid. This time, on the horizon, you begin to hear a slight rumble. It almost sounds like either wheels or tracks on dirt, followed by a loud zapping noise. As you're making your way down the road, you begin to see over the dry plains to your left, several small forms begin bounding their way in your direction. Let's roll initiative, shall we? As you begin to see, You begin to see several mole rats running, and just behind it, a old robo brain trundling along the sands, zapping out towards it. There is a brief cry. Oh, where's my thing gone? There we go. Oh, I've lost my notes there for a moment. So, over the sound of a laser rifle zipping out, you just hear,
Guaranteed to repel mole rats, rat roaches, and unwanted in-laws. Now with 20% more irradiated freshness. Say goodbye to vault-tec pests. The vault-tec way. One spray and those burrowing buggers will be gone faster than you can say. Irradiated infestation.
at that. What are you all doing? As these mole rats are currently frothing at the mouth, rabid, but fleeing from... I don't want the tracker on, Dave.
I mean, in Dave's mind, it's just another meat delivery.
Well, I didn't ask at the last thing. But I disarmed 3 mines.
Yep. Sure, why not?
How formidable are mines?
Just bear with me. I'm just trying to...
Like, yeah, you know, I'm just deciding whether or not, like, arming one and tossing it is a good idea.
An amazing idea.
Oh, this is really annoying. Sorry, just bear with me a second. I've got the combat thing pop up, and it shouldn't be there.
Well, I don't have it, so...
Yeah, I'm not sure why it's just on the observer account.
Because fuck you, that's why.
Pretty much.
Really?
Let me just double check that I... Ugh. 2 seconds. There we go. Sorry about that. Okay, so as for mines, are mines formidable? That is a good question and not something I've looked at, so...
Dean wasn't expecting us to fucking...
I wasn't. Frag mines. Base damage 6 physical. They are blast. So you could throw them in a grid, in a zone, and probably do some damage.
All right, so beep, and then he's going to try to just frisbee this fucking thing, like at these oncoming mole rats, just
Right.
like just lobbing it over here somewhere.
Let me throw some frag mines into your inventory for you. There you are.
Okay. All right, that works.
There you go.
Not enough fragmine ammo.
Oh. I mean, I'd think there would certainly be.
Yeah, I'm trying to just figure out what I need to do here to use it, you know. Weapon. Do I have to equip it?
Possibly.
Stash, favorite, type.
So for those watching, this is the first time we have played this, so you may have to give us a brief moment
Let me go.
whilst we ham-fist our way through it. So ammo, add. I'm just having a look myself, see if there is a way I can...
Ooh.
There we go.
There. Frag mine.
There you go. Sorted. It's up. So as you quickly pull the frag mine out and throw it, just before it leaves your hand, you realise it's not activated.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Do you wish to re-roll, or are you good with that?
I'm pretty good with that.
All right. So you fling out as your major action. You fling out the frag mine. It flies through the air, hits the ground in front of the mole rats, lands face down. No beeping. Nothing happens. So your minor action is up next.
Combat, AP action. I'm just trying to see. Sorry, it's 2 AP to take an additional action, so I don't think I'm going to do that.
Okay.
But he's going to basically just, he's there. He's got behind the stuff. The rats are coming. That'll be his turn. Yeah.
Okay. The rest of you will see this frag mine just hit the ground and remain there, not beeping. Dave, you're up. What are you doing? Dave? You muted.
Oh my god. Dave is gonna look back at Dr. Skinner and be like, "Don't ruin the meat," and he's gonna then take off at the
Yeah.
at the closest
Mole
mole
rat. Alright.
Mole rat and go at it.
So your minor action is to move into a different zone.
Yep.
All right. So you run in. What's your major action?
And it's gonna get the death claw.
Excellent. So with the death claw gauntlet held high, you swing down. A mole rat is quite an easy thing to hit. One success is enough. For 4 damage, you carve into the thing. Blood splats across the wasteland, but it's not quite enough to kill it, though it is critically wounded. Do you want to spend any AP to do another attack, or are you good? In fact, piercing 1... Oh yeah, it's not got any defense anyway, so yep.
We're gonna spend a single AP from the party.
Yep.
And the other claw is going to come down on it as well.
Okay, it's actually, so for another attack, it will be 2 action points.
I adjusted the major action already.
So a minor action like move, interact is 1 action point. For an extra attack is a major action, will be 2. But that's fine. Go in with the, you can do the same attack again with the other claw. It's the same thing. Or you can go in with that one. Oh, yep. Oh my god. Oh my god.
2 successes as well.
Yeah. 1 success is all you need. So add yourself back an action point. And for 3 damage, what happens to the mole rat?
The first claw comes in and just digs out its back. Kind of partially gets stuck on its spine, but, unlodges itself. And the other claw comes in and just goes over the same spot, just snapping the spine and sending chunks of meat and irradiated blood and everything just across the sand.
Excellent. All right. With Dave tearing apart this mole rat, Sax, you're up.
Alrighty. I'm gonna come to the edge. My miner to move into the next zone.
Yeah.
And
mole rat turns to look at you, bears up, hisses.
As it bears up, I'm just going to blast it in the face with my flamer. And miss.
You want to re-roll any?
Yeah.
So bear in mind what you can do. You can also spend action points to add additional dice to your attacks if you wish.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck off. Feast or famine. Yeah.
We'll have another one of those.
So there is no other mole rats close, within close proximity of that, so the burst doesn't kick in. Incapacitating sounds pretty unpleasant. Affects burst, persistent spread. If one affects a roll, the target suffers the weapon's damage again at the end of their next and subsequent turns for a number of rounds equal to the number of effects rolled. You rolled... roll damage.
Have I got a damage? Haven't got a damage thing.
Do we not have a damage for flame? Okay. If you hover over your...
3.
Let me just
Fire
quickly-
rate 4.
Let me just try it myself quick. Let's see what it comes up with. Roll. Oh yeah, it doesn't come up with damage. So, in your character sheet, Sax, go to weapons, and then where it says damage flame, just click on the little face there for me. That should throw it up. So, character sheet, weapons tab. There we go.
There we go.
Alright, damage 2, but at that, it is... Nope, not you. Holy shit. Overcome with flame. So it will burn for another 2 points of damage every single time it takes a turn. But that gout of flame, you glance down, see that this mole rat is certainly not having a good day. By any means. If it continues to burn like that, it'll be nothing but a charred carcass by the end. Anything further, Sax?
No, I think that will do for me.
Okay. In that case, then, we go to Rex. Rex, what are you up to?
Mole rats are fucking... It's chaff. He doesn't care about little fucking puny thing. So he's actually gonna... he's gonna move... into this grid, spend an AP to get another minor action and move again into this grid. He's gonna start fighting the big robot because he wants to taste the brain in the jar. and he's gonna sledgehammer him.
Tired of mole rats digging through your pantry? With Barrow become the only thing digging around your house will be your hungry guests.
As you, I mean, there's a complication as well, but two successes. Oh, this thing is as you slam the sledgehammer into it. The amount of metal this thing's made of, the sledgehammer bounces back. You have put a huge dent into the thing, but not all of that damage has gone through. And as the complication, instead of its attention now being focused on the mole rats, it turns to you.
I do say, you are interfering with Barrow Begone. You are not a mole rat. I advise you stand aside.
Anything further, Rex?
No, I'm good.
Okay. Let's bring Burrow Begun in then, shall we? Since now you've engaged him, he's going to whip out with a clawed tendril towards you in an attempt to push you aside to get at the mole rats. Almost feels like it just slaps you in the face. Nothing too damaging, almost insulting more than anything. But the mole rats themselves, they will also now begin to leap in. First one into Dave. The start of this one's turn, that will take another 2 points of burning damage as it starts to squeak in front of Sax, just howling like. And because of that, it's going to spend its minor action to move away from you as it scuttles away. It wants nothing to do with it as it's just running away, burning. The other one's going to move in. It's going to attempt to bite you, Sax. Which, as it does, it just sticks its teeth onto one of the metal arms, bites for a brief moment, realizes you're metal, hard. And last but not least, Dave, you're going to get a nibble, which, no, you're not, never mind. Fuck it. The one beneath is going to come in as well for the same. She's just surrounded by these mole rats who are now frothing at the mouth, squealing as they try and bite you. None of them seem to do anything, which brings us top of the round. Skinner.
All right. Well, he sees that these rats have decided to jump all over Dave, and we don't really want to have to find another crazed raider that thinks they're a Deathclaw. So, he's gonna just try to pop a shot at this thing. I do have to ask, rate of fire on a weapon, does that mean you get that many shots a turn, or does that mean...
It's a good question. I believe so. It doesn't say. In fact, Shadow Link, you've been playing Fallout 2D20. If you're still there, rate of fire, is that just how many attacks per shot, or is that just how many times you can shoot it per turn? Whilst we're waiting for that, though, that's really good. What's Vicious do?
+1 damage for each effect rolled.
Oh, come on. That's 6 damage.
Oh. If you get a hit, you can spend additional ammo to get additional damage dice. 1 per die up to the rate of fire of the weapon. Okay, so he's got a hit. You can spend additional ammo to get additional damage dice. So with a rate of fire of 2, you can... Yeah.
Okay, so basically, if it's rate of fire 2, you can spend 1 ammo to get another damage dice. Okay.
Yes.
I'm pretty good with that on the small rat over by that's charging up to Sax and just...
So back 75. With its armor, which it has none. All right. What happens to it as you just train the laser pistol on this mole rat?
So as the mole rat is bounding up towards Sax to try to jump up and bite it, it's leaping into the air, and this beam hits it, and it just... It's like like a piece of flash paper just combusts and is gone in a shower of sparks.
Thanks, Shadow. Appreciate that. All right. Any minor action?
He's aware that there's a burning mole rat that ran past him, so he's going to just uses minor action. Like, yeah, just come over here.
Just get away from the burning rat. All right.
Yeah, in case it decides to double back or something.
Dave, you're up.
All right, Dave is gonna not even. He's just gonna take a good old swipe at the one that nipped at him after the other one just got vaporized. So, gonna give it the good old the claw.
The claw.
And I'm gonna re-roll here.
Okay.
I'm gonna spend a luck and re-roll.
Yep. Reroll the. So what you can do, rather than re-rolling the attack. Oh no, you need to. yeah, you need to. Yeah. All right. So that's a hit. That's 4 damage. You can also choose, if you wish, to spend luck to re-roll some of the up to 3 damage dice. But you got 2 luck left.
No, I'm good. I'm good.
Okay. So it's not enough to bring the thing down, but how do you wound it?
As it's jumping up, the death claw comes in from underneath it and impales it in the belly, and then pulls out as it then falls to the ground. Just skewer it on the claws and then shake it off.
It hisses from as it drops into the ground. Not dead, but critically wounded. Any minor actions?
It gets a free attack if I move away from it, right?
I don't believe if in close range. For the moment, I'm going to say no, just due to the fact that you've just skewered it with a Deathclaw Gauntlet, thrown it to the ground. It's in immense pain, so for this moment in time, no. I'll double check the actual ruling later on, but thematically, at the moment, no.
Yeah, just gonna move to the next grid and get ready to be on the robot.
Alright. Sax, you're up.
Right. So, Sax is gonna spin his arms round his torso, so the buzzsaw is facing the mole rat, and he's gonna give it a bit of buzzsaw.
Alright. And buzzsword it is. Oh, it seems to be jumping out and about, and you just catch it.
What's that nose? Okay.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. It makes it a little bit more of a substantial cut rather than just nicking the thing across its face. You drive it a little deeper and start shredding into its shoulder. Blood starts to splurt out, and the mole rat just starts screeching and squealing. You've got 6 action points at the minute, boys.
Yeah, I wouldn't be mad if you used it to get another attack in there.
Go on, man.
Treat yourself.
How do I?
Yeah, we can't get any more than 6. Might as well
Correct.
use them.
Yeah, good point. Well made.
Click
AP.
Hey, party AP, just click the minus button twice, take it down to 4, and then just do another attack, another major action.
I'm gonna re-roll that. Okay, I'll leave that then.
Worth a try. Seeing that it's just been carved up, the mole rat will just leap back for a moment, hiss at you as this giant metal thing that it can't bite just carved into its shoulder. And this mole rat's there just going...
Okay, with my miner, I'm gonna move forward into the last zone as well. And I just hope the mole rat fucks off because it's a mole rat.
Yeah. Rex, you're up.
Rex is gonna, he got swiped out. He's gonna plant his feet, wind up with his sledgy. Boom.
That'll do.
Success.
It is indeed. So you get an action point back for beating the success by 1.
Boom.
7 damage. That's a good one. Once again, you go on.
We roll 3 of them. Go on.
I'll re-roll those 2. Get hit!
Boom. You slam the sledgehammer once again into the giant breastplate of the Robo Brain. It concaves in. There's a screech of metal. Sparks fly off as you slam into it. It's a good roll. It's still not enough to destroy it, but you would see part of the chest now starting to crack open.
Gotta spend AP to make AP, so we're gonna spend 2 AP, and we're gonna go again.
1, yeah. 4. On the backswing, you hit, but it hits at a funny angle, causing the sledgehammer just to tilt slightly, only grazing the thing.
And that'll be it.
All right. So, with that, as it's now had its chest caved in and has got this giant 8-foot-tall super mutant wailing on it, just
Barrow be gone, because nothing ruins a backyard barbecue faster than a mole rat surprise party.
and it will point a claw towards you, Rex, and shoot you with a laser. And I'm going to spend one of my Overseer action points to boost that to 3 dice. Point blank, as this claw stops a few inches in front of you, Rex, the claws fold back. You see a light in the center of the tentacle begin to glow, and then you are hit for 2 damage.
Oh! Actually, where did it hit?
Doesn't really. Right arm.
Right arm. Okay. Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, just on under there.
The light bulb, mate.
I'm going to spend another 2 points for my Overseer action points. And the other tendril will also now just move in. The claws retract back. Bzzzt. Once again, a glow. Yeah, why not? I'll spend 1 more. Boom. We'll go all in. I'll burn my Overseer action points. 3 dice.
Oh, shit.
So with these 2 claws aimed at you, the first one just... This time a little more left leg for 4 points of damage. And if you have armor there, it's piercing 1, so it ignores 1 point of your armor.
So I've taken 6 points of damage, yeah?
6 in total, yes. Alright.
Okay.
With that, though, the mole rats start getting out of dodge. They've been fleeing from the burrow begone for God knows how long now, so they're just going to move.
That still take damage that turn, doesn't it?
It does, actually. Sax, what does the burning mole rat... What happens to it? as it's running off, what happens to the thing?
It takes 2 steps, and before the 3rd step, it just crumples. into a smouldering pile. And a oddly porkish smell just wafts over the area.
Alright. So vaporized, burnt, carved out. Those two are still fleeing. So we go back now to over here. Skinner, you're up.
Minor action. Do-do-do-do-do. And major action.
Pew pew. You hit. Oh god, that's a good one.
So piercing 2 and vicious. So 6 damage, ignoring 2 points of armor, I think.
Okay, that is an energy weapon. So that basically, so you want to do the effect on. Oh god, you do. Yeah, that ignores 2 points of armor. So it's damage 4.
And vicious gives it a +1 to damage for each effect. So it's 6. It's
6.
piercing 2, vicious
Yeah.
2, 6 damage.
Actually, no, sorry, it adds it in. So those 2 dice would be 1 point each. So it would normally be 2 damage. Vicious is included in that, which bumps it to 4.
Okay.
Yeah, I see it.
Yeah. And then the piercing, again, is piercing 2 because of the 2 hits. So it is damage 4, but it ignores. That's pretty good though. Where are you shooting this thing? Where's that? That's torso, main body hit. So the laser shot, boom, cracks into the exposed armor, and for a brief moment you just see the entirety of the robo-brain just start to shudder, shake, twitch as the electrical energy runs through it. It's still active. It's not dead. It's not deactivated, destroyed, but
I'm just trying to see if there's a way to add the like it had rate of fire 2, so I'm trying to figure out how to add that last point of how to add
a
that
button
dice.
that says add.
And okay, so and then I'm gonna check my inventory, make sure that's coming off of my character sheet. The ammo.
I wouldn't worry too much about the ammo at the minute because you've got enough. You're not going to run out anytime soon. And with this being a, sort of a 2-shot thing, I'm not overly stressed.
Yeah, no worries. We'll let it fly. I'll just do it the next time we go from the start.
So you added one. It
did nothing.
Nothing. That you done?
It is me done.
Cool. Dave, you're up.
Dave, seeing his favorite super mutant getting blasted by lasers, is going to move in and attack the robot with his claws.
Burrow be gone. When mole rats dig in, you dig them out with extreme prejudice.
Yeah, I'm gonna spend a luck here to
Okay.
reroll that. I'm gonna spend my final luck to reroll that.
Bear in mind, you can spend action points to add additional dice to your roll as well. You don't have to spend luck.
Oh yeah, no, I'm fine. I'm fine spending my luck up on that. So.
All right. As you jam the Deathclaw gauntlet, with its sphericalish body, it just slides off, causing no damage. two damage even with piercing 1 is sadly not enough.
You know what? We got the AP to burn as a group.
Huh?
I'm gonna take 2 AP,
All right.
and the other claw will come down.
Do you want to spend your last AP to make it 3 dice?
I'm not gonna be that greedy for the group.
Oh, you get 1 back though. You get 1 back. The Deathclaw knuckles, these ones don't have penetration. So once again, as you slam the smaller claws into it, it just, you slide off. It's not enough damage. Hey, absolutely. And you got a point back. But yeah, this thing is a giant metal block. Go on, Dave.
Yeah, he's like grappled onto the side of it, trying to claw into it. Like he's holding on to dear life, trying to wrangle with it.
All right, Sax.
Okay, Sax is gonna move up.
Yeah.
Again, his little arms are gonna shuffle around his body to the flamer.
Just gonna light it up.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Nice. Get an action point back.
Nice. Okay. I'm gonna spend some ammo
Okay.
because I've got a fire rate of 4 on my flamer.
Okay.
So that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 dice.
You're just gonna flambe this thing.
Ugh, that's crap.
You can re-roll if you want. You can re-roll it to 3 dice.
You know I'm gonna re-roll 3 dice.
Absolutely, that's
That'll do.
better. All right. So, 5 damage is... What happens to it?
It just gets bathed in flames. Up and down, up and down.
It begins to flail its arms around.
Big up burrow, big up burrow, mole rats. No.
Before eventually you begin to see the glass at the top start cracking. The juice inside the glass dome of the robo brain begins to bubble and boil. Before eventually there's this shattering of glass, a loud hiss as all of the gas vents from the top as the whole thing just suddenly goes limp and arms flop to the ground, body on fire. Done. Unless you're chasing the mole rats, because they're wanting out.
Mate! Mate!
But with that,
Yeah.
what do you all do?
Dave will go back and look for some of the mole rat corpses. At least the one that he's aware of that wasn't flambéed.
You want some meat, do you?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, I can give you boys some meat. Yes, there we go. Alright, so Dave, with you heading over to the mole rats, roll me a survival check. For each success, I will give you some mole rat meat. Yeah, you get one. You get one. There you are. You get a piece of mole rat meat. Rex, what are you up to?
Other than looking mighty pleased with himself, because you wrecked that robot.
Hey, getting the brain out of it.
He's waiting for the fire to go out so he can get the brain, because he wants to eat it. So yeah, once the fire goes out, he's got to take his hammer and just start knocking on the glass until it cracks, and then just kind of knock around the edges till it breaks off, lift off the shell. All the fluid comes gushing out, and then he's gently going to pull out this, probably by now cooked, right?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Pickled and cooked.
Yeah. He's going to rip it from the wires. 'Cause you can't eat them. And then he's going to eat it. Brains make you smart.
Yep.
I've put a robo brain in your inventory if you wish to consume it. I would say this is a bit of downtime, so it will restore some health. Just for the occasion. Normally it wouldn't. You'd need to have a bit of downtime and a rest, but for all the intents and purposes, you eat in the brain of a fucking robo brain. I'll give you the 3 HP it restores.
It says I'm already full. I can't eat.
Conditions. Let's just go for sated. There we go.
Okay.
You should be able to now.
No.
Sax, what are you up to?
I'm just getting over Rex eating a fucking brain. No, I'm going to see if I can salvage anything from the robot.
All right. You begin to lean forward with gripper and saw. Roll me a... I think that's basically just a straight repair, please. Depending on the amount of successes, get you some goodies. As you begin to carve into the thing, you're not overly familiar with how robo brains are put together. You're used to probably dismantling things with force rather than carefully disassembling. So you immediately just go in with the saw. Yeah, go. With that in mind, what complication would occur, Sax, as you begin to dissect this thing?
Blade getting hung up, I suppose.
Yeah, go for it. Give us a situation. I'll let you roll with it.
It starts with the arm and goes in at the shoulder joint and it's buzzing away. The blade gets hung up for a bit and jammed and it's like... So it basically hits it a few times with a pincer arm. Till the blade comes free and then goes straight back in there again. And then the arm comes off. And he opens the armor round it like a tin can.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like a corned beef can with a key.
Yeah.
See what's inside.
Inside at this point, there is just molten bits of plastic. Whatever brain juice has leaked into the central compartment. A lot of smoke. All of the wiring's been singed. But you would be able to find a few of the batteries that are stored to keep the thing going, especially for the laser guns in its arm. And just various bits of junk of scrap. I would say that you get 2 uncommon pieces of scrap and 3 common.
Nice. Can I take the hand? I don't want the laser. I just want the hand.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, you take the entire arm off.
Because I know a man that needs a hand.
Yeah.
I'm going to sell it to him.
Skinner, what about you? What are you up to down there?
Well, all this happens, he's going to look at the robo brain and just, obviously it was on fire. He's going to try to determine if there's any components or anything he can try to salvage that Sax hasn't claimed from its corpse. But yeah, he's going to try to take a look at it.
Go for it. Roll me another repair roll.
All right. Dun, 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 dun. No, it's been.
Unless you're feeling lucky, whatever was left has been carved out.
I feel pretty good with it's just burnt, it's battered, sacks already removed, its appendages that were useful. He's just like, all right, yeah, no, it's done, it's toast. That's
I did say that there is an energy cell that has been ripped out, that sacks through, discarded to the ground as he went through it.
He'll go grab the cell. That'll be his. Might need that.
All right. So with
You
everyone,
want bite?
No, not at all.
It's like jelly.
I didn't need to know.
You can squish it between your tongue and the roof of your mouth. It's good.
Well, should probably get the rest of the way. Never know who else might have heard about this kid.
Okay.
Once you're done with your snack.
It's portable.
with the mole rats leaping over the dunes far off in the distance now, you continue your journey further along the road towards the storm drain. You pass the rusted husks of vehicles on the road, the various odds and ends of junk discarded to the wasteland by scavengers and wastelanders from years by. Eventually, you begin to hear sounds like music. It's a jazzy tune from a obviously working radio, coming from a few shacks that are by the roadside, about 100 or so meters away from you all. And it's around this area that the entrance to the storm drains can just be seen just on the horizon.
All right. Well, Skinner's going to keep heading towards that and trying to keep an eye out for lookouts and traps and stuff like that, because you never know. You never know.
Roll me a perception check if you're on the lookout. What are the rest of you up to? As you hear music from these small shacks ahead and see the storm drains off to the other side.
Dave's gonna start meandering towards the shacks. He's wanting to see if there's any, he's got to get his fix in. It's getting itchy.
Okay. Skinner, with you glancing around, nothing immediately jumps out at you. It's mid-afternoon. There's a very light breeze causing a few of the plants to wave lazily, but no movement from the storm drains. And as you begin to get closer and closer in that general direction, the sound of music coming from the shacks ahead seems to overpower any other of the potential sounds that you may overhear. With Dave taking the lead, though. Well, Sax, Rex, where's your position in all of this?
I'm usually at Skinner's shoulder, like not far, like wherever Skinner is. I'm like either beside him or just behind him.
Well, Skinner is.
Oh, God,
Sorry,
okay.
go ahead.
No, after you.
I was going to say, for reference, Skinner's going to be following, but he's happy to let Dave go up ahead and basically be the canary.
Sax.
So I'm going to be in between Dave and Skinner.
Okay.
But I'm going to be using my recon sensors to see if there's anyone hiding.
Excellent. Yeah, what can you do with that? Is that perception, I believe? And you get a bonus to it?
Perception thing. Yep. Reduce difficulty of tests to detect hidden opponents by 1.
Okay. So this would have been a success level 1 check. But since that reduces it to success 0, it basically means it's an automatic pass.
Yeah.
With your sensors ringing inside you, Sax, you begin to filter out the noise of the radio playing from the shacks ahead. And the only thing that you would hear in regards to movement would be what sounds like someone lifting something, the jangle of a heavy metal being lifted up, lowered, up, down. And then, oh, yeah, pump up those pecs, crush that core, yeah. Followed by another voice like, mate, that's not how you do it. No, you gotta lift them higher. Yeah, just like that.
I say, Mr. Strangely Dressed. There's voices over there. And I point with my pincer.
Dave will start sauntering that way. His drug-addled mind is only on one focus and one focus only. They have to have drugs.
As you round the corner, glimpsing into the open... these small shacks are more like ruins. The entrance to one of them, the entire wall has fell away, giving you a full view inside the building. And there you see... this open room with a incredibly large muscular figure at the center of the room in skin-tight pre-war exercise gears, complete with sweatband, leg warmers, and a microphone that has several cables running to a small makeshift antenna at the edge of the room, where there seems to be this shimmering effect next to it. The man, this muscular figure in the skin-tight exercise gear, just pumps out with, "All right, wasteland warriors, time to pump up those pecs and crush that core. You two strangers, no slacking allowed. I'm Coach Rex, and I'm here to help you become the most ripped, jacked, and dangerous version of yourselves." You see him just lifting what appears to be a car axle with 2 rims pumping up and down. "And all right, we're gonna sweat out the aggression. Yeah, it's apocalyptic power hour. Come on, you wastelanders, let's go."
Dave is just gonna look. If you could see his face, he'd look confused, and he's gonna start like peering around the room while he seems to be occupied, see if he has what looks like anything drug-related.
Oh yeah, there are at least 2 crates at the back of the room that seem to have various inhalers and injectors. A mix of... the vast majority of them seem to be buff out. The the enhancement stims.
Dave doesn't realize that it's enhancement stims, but he sees it and it looks like drugs. And he's gonna creep in and fuck that guy. He's just gonna go straight for the drugs.
Roll me a stealth check, please, or a sneak check, if you'll be so kind, Dave. As you begin to walk in the room, you just hear from behind you this voice like, "You wanna buy some pills, dickhead?"
Yes.
As you turn to look, Dave, there's this shimmering effect that seems to just drop. That of a stealth boy turning off. And directly about 2 or 3 feet, 2 or 3 inches from your face is this giant circular face. Blue. Probably as tall as Rex. If not taller and even more built. This is a blue super mutant, a Nightkin. And he just looks at you with his head tilted. "Wanna buy some pills, dickhead?"
Yes.
"Oh, mate, you come to the fucking right place. Hey, Coach, we've got a new one here. We've got a new one for your little fucking, your The exercise-looking individual turns around, looks at you, Dave. "Well, shit, I am Coach Rex, the Shredder Malone!" He pulls this over-the-top flex, one arm up, one arm down, as he squeezes his biceps. Swans over to you, gives you a big sniff. "You're here to sweat out that aggression?" Yeah, you joined for apocalyptic power hour. Let's go. And with a hand on your head, Dave, he'll point to the broken car axle that's a makeshift barbell. "I'm gonna make a man out of you. Where's your motivation?"
He's just gonna look over at the axle, back to the drugs, to the axle, back to the drugs, back to the axle. Just lets out a sigh. All right.
"Great. Let's get you prepped and ready." Malone. Sorry. Coach Rex, the Shredder Malone, swans over to the back of the room, grabs out 2 buff outs from the crate at the back, slides back up to you, wraps one arm around your shoulders, Dave, and then flipping up the Deathclaw helmet, he slams a buff out inhaler in your mouth and just... Let me get you a buff out, shall we? There we go. So, in fact, he's gonna double you up. He's gonna give you 2.
Fuck. Shit.
Buff out. Reroll 1d20 on all strength and endurance tests, and you get +3 to your max HP. So your HP is now doubled to 6. So you get +6 HP. And I'll let you reroll 2d20s on any strength or endurance checks you need to make. As in this whirlwind of chaos, the Shredder just jacks you up with buff out and then just points. Let's see you lift! All right, listeners, we've got a new one. A new prodigy on the wastelands. Let's go. 1, 1, 1, 2.
All right.
So, stimmed up to the eyeballs, Dave. What are you going to do?
Gonna just start lifting, I guess.
All right, let's just go with a straight strength to go with. It's going to be difficulty 2.
Do I have to add anything for this with the plus minuses from the...
No, it just basically
buff out?
means you can re-roll up to 2d20 for free. Alright.
Oh, there we go. All right, that's fine.
So as you start lifting, you just get it halfway up, and the shredder just shakes his head. No. You're gonna need some more motivation. Oh. Blue, get the roach. The roach. This giant super mutant Nightkin rolls his eyes. Oh man, I mean, all right. I mean, am I gonna pill this one out as well? Yeah. The rest of you now would reach the entrance of this shack to see this giant 8-foot-tall Nightkin reach down into a cage, pull out a rad roach, squeeze its pincers open, and just start pouring various pills into its mouth. And then he uses it on end to start crunching it up in its mandibles. The rad roach begins to jerk violently as whatever muscle was in this insect also now just begins to mutate, grow in size. He brings the rad roach over to, you see Dave on the floor with this broken car axle, makeshift barbells, as the Nightkin Blue holds the rad roach that's now frothing at the mouth, or frothing at the mandibles, chittering away within inches of Dave's face. And lift! Strength check, please, Dave. You get a reroll. You get a reroll. No! The rad roach gets closer. What are the rest of you doing while this ridiculous scene's playing out?
Rex kind of is just like, what the fuck? Why is he picking that up? So he's just gonna saunter over and be like, Dave, what are you doing?
Pills.
Yeah, the blue looks over towards you, Rex. I mean, you want some fucking pills, so I thought he's pushing. I don't know why. This is the coach, Shredder. He does this every now and again. I lend him some of my gear that I've got, and he broadcasts to the wasteland. You want some pills? Yeah, that's me. I'm like you, but blue, and well, he just taps his head.
Rex nods. You ate brains too.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Okay. Dave, you need a hand.
I got it.
You don't got it. You don't got it.
Strength, come on, show me that complication. Let's go. Fuck. He's got it. What do you do? What do you do?
As Rex says, you don't have it. Dave lets it go down to his chest and then pushes it up all the way and just keeps pumping and doesn't stop as the drugs are finally kicking in.
Each time you raise the barbell, Shredder just slams another buff out into your mouth. Oh, peak apocalyptic physique! Feel the burn. Skinner? Anything from you? Nope, he's muted. Sax?
I'm not sure that's healthy, Mr. Strange Clothes. But we're free here, so do as you will.
Look at him, he can... Oh, he'll be the greatest gainer in the wasteland yet. This is going to last easily 20 or so minutes. And for that, I'm actually going to say, Dave, due to the sheer amount of buff out that Shredder pumps into you whilst you're lifting, I'm going to give you a temporary 2-hour buff. Wasteland gains. Increase your endurance and your strength by 1 for the next few hours. On top of that, it absolutely is. It is solid. It is solid as a rock. How would you look as you finish these reps, Dave?
He doesn't even look like he's broke a sweat from all the buff out. He is just all about pumping that iron at the moment, and his mind is swirling with buff out right now. He is not there. The lights are on, but no one's home.
Just gains, bro. Gains. Alright. With that, though, as this whole charade ends, the whole time Shredder's been talking half as a motivational coach, other half as a talk show radio host, trying to motivate whoever's listening, if anyone's listening. Blue has been sat in the corner, occasionally taking out a stim, injecting himself, offering out suspicious-looking pills to the rest of the group. But with it being over, Shredder hands a small, dirty, worn-out cardboard box towards you, Dave, that has a couple more buff outs, a stim pack, diluted. It's not a great one. What are the crazy shit? Yeah, we'll give you some mentats as well. Why not? Yeah. Yeah, fucking buff and buff tats. Boom, done. So you look at this old, worn-out cardboard box that's got a few holes in the bottom from where the rad roaches have been chomping away at it, but it's just full of various stims.
Dave is happy. Dave is happy. He's got himself some drugs now.
With a slap on the arse from the Shredder, you are sent back outside as Blue seems to linger around, starts packing away the small makeshift antenna system that he's got, which would give the rest of you any chance to ask any questions or anything if you feel that way inclined.
Yeah. Rex had asked Blue if he'd seen any ghouls about.
Fucking ghouls. Oh, I mean, yeah. I've seen very. I mean, there's one there, but you're obviously not talking about the one with you, are you? Oh yeah, of course not.
No, different ones, different. Same
about yay tall. And he's gonna just like wave his hand around the height he thinks this kid ghoul is.
Oh, little ghouls. What? Baby ghouls. Baby ghouls. Oh, baby ghouls. Yeah, I've seen a couple. Yeah. In fact, if I remember rightly, what are they called? Sniffer's Gulch. Sniffer's Gooch? Sniffer's Gooch. Sniffer's Gooch. Yeah. Or Gulch. You see Blue reach into his pouch, take out a tablet, a mentat, throw it in his mouth, crunches it, eats it, shakes his head, reaches the hand in, pulls out a handful. Now bear in mind the super mutant's hands are not small, so a handful of mentats just go into his mouth. He crunches them all down. Oh. Yeah. Sniffer's Gooch ghouls. A weird cult. Just over yon rise. Sewer entrance. Most of them are feral, granted. But I've done some business with them in the past. They like to buy Radaway. Or at least those that are left buy some Radaway off me. Wow, what do you want them for?
Getting Radaway.
It keeps them sane for a bit. Or so they say.
Well, yeah, one of the little ones just made off with something of ours. Looking to get it back.
He reaches into his pouch, pulls out another mentat and offers it towards you, Skinner. Want some pills?
Sure. He'll reach out and take the mentat and pop it. Ghouls are pretty resistant to drugs, so.
One the mentat in your inventory for you, fucking. There you go. Oh. Hang on. Fucking pills, dickhead. And he makes you cup your hands together as he just drops a handful more mentats. There you go, that'll sort you right out.
Alright, so he's gonna take the mentats that he was just given. He'll eat them. Like, boom. Done. Mentats. Drugs from a strange blue man. What could happen? Come with me, and you'll see a world of pure hallucination.
Pretty much. I am just going to check very quickly a buff out addiction.
It's bad.
Yeah, I think.
Bad.
Yeah, how much buff out did you give him?
A lot.
a yes amount of buff out.
I was over here like, is overdosing a thing in game mechanics? Because I think that's how you OD.
So, just for the sake of memory, because that's what this whole little short campaign's about, I dare say just the sheer amount of buff out that you've been subjected to, Dave, you've certainly gained a bit of an addiction for it. So, buff out addiction. A failed addiction roll renders you addicted to buff out, which, well, you're addicted. You increase the difficulty of all strength and endurance tests by +1 whenever you are not under the effect of a type of buff out, be it buff out, buff jet, or buff tats. Yeah, you happy with that?
I'm fine with it.
Good. Back to Skinner, though, and Blue. As you chomp down these mentats, Skinner, having been given a relatively hefty handful, the effects would kick in. Anything else you wish to do while you're here?
He's looking around. It looks like it's just this guy with the workout fixation and the just comically large Smurf. So I don't think that there is anything. It's just
no. Apart from again the crazy amount of technology at this Nightkin's disposal is a little weird, but again. Smart super mutants.
In fact, he has like seemingly limitless stores of drugs.
Uh-huh.
So, like, if we ever I don't know. It's going to be like the Predator rules, but it's going to be like if you're looking for a drug dealer, look for the telltale shimmer as opposed to, the Predator and the red dots.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got to get moving and try to go find that. But, thank you. It's very kind of you. I'm sure we know where to go if we need to get some more of this.
Yeah, just, don't kill all my clientele down there. They're one of the bigger Radaway buyers at the minute. So if you could leave, leave King Sniff at least, that'd be nice.
Sure. Ain't no reason to do nothing like that. And he's just kind of like thinking about it, trying really hard not to like look at anybody in particular when he says that. Yeah, down in the gulch. Yeah, I'm sure there'll be no trouble.
Oh, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. The rest of you... He looks towards Dave, Rex, and Sax. You know how to deal with the feral lot, so, yeah, you'll be fine. Fine, yeah, you'll be fine. You'll be fine.
Yeah, we'll be fine. Totally fine.
So with a
And he's gonna
thumbs up, yeah.
he's just gonna do like the Bruce Banner walk away and wave and just.
Mm-hmm. Stepping back onto the road, you see just a little further away the dip where once a river or creek once was that leads to a large concrete circular entrance, that of the storm drains. Outside, no lookouts, but granted, if they are feral ghouls, then tactics is probably not high up on their agenda.
Well, he said something about a cult, so even the ones that aren't completely crazy might be kind of crazy. So just be aware.
Smash! Rex is going to hold up his sledgehammer.
Cults are just a step away from communism.
Well, they got communes, so yeah.
See, it's all in the name. Clues right there.
We'll approach, I think. We'll move towards the gulch.
Alright. Stepping down further towards the entrance, you glance around and see nothing out of the ordinary. For you, though, Rex, it is quite a tight fit initially as you step into the sewers, but after a jaunt through darkness, there are a few lights that are still powered due to the fact that there is no doubt some nuclear reactor somewhere offering some form of electricity. It does start to expand into a much more spacious underground area. The catwalks that cross over the sewage systems are raised, rusted, unsteady. As you begin to enter a labyrinthine maze of tunnels. Any sound here would carry echo, reverberate through the sewers, but it's relatively quiet.
So no telltale signs of growling feral ghouls, no?
No.
Where the boss?
Well, we gotta go in and find this little ghoul and get the bobblehead, or else Bob is gonna have his bounty on us, bringing us bringing our heads on a chain for him. And he's gonna look at Sax. Except you. He'd probably just take you to be his doorman or something. So
Would make searching for commies difficult.
it would. It would. So he's gonna look, see if there's any like markings, like things that look like people have tried to set up like waypoint, like way markers or things like that.
Yeah, roll me a perception check. If everyone else is doing it, then someone roll me a 2d20 check, and the rest of you roll me a 1d20.
No, I'll help.
Perception, you see.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sitting at 2 successes. Sax.
Well, I shall use my thingy again
Yeah.
to make an automatic third success.
Son of a bitch. All right. Boom. 3 successes. It takes a while of fumbling through the dark before eventually you all begin to see some signs of individuals, or at least use. First, there would be footprints in the scum beneath your feet. The odd piece of dried blood on the walls or on the floor, indicating that someone or something has came by here recently. And eventually you would start seeing things such as empty bottles, the odd bottle cap, a few pieces, items that have been discarded, cloaks, clothes, boots, gloves, the odd knife, showing that you've reached a part of the sewers where there is and has been some recent activity. To the point where you even see a small cardboard container that is known to be used by Bob to serve some of the food Vera cooks in his bounty bar.
Well,
So you've definitely found the right way.
yeah. But there's apparently no ghouls or anybody with all this stuff. It's just like
Correct.
a vacant space.
Yes. What you would see, though, from the position you're in is a little further down, a old circular grate that's been tore off its hinges, discarded on the opposite side of the sewers, like a drainage chute or a place that leads even deeper into the sewers. It seems that something either forced its way through or out of there, and should you approach it, the sour stink of rust, rot, mildew, that familiar smell of ghoul permeates.
Well, looks like they went down this way.
Okay. How we going in, boss?
Just take our time, make sure that there aren't any ferals that we walk into, and watch out for anything that would have torn this grate off. If this came off recently, can't tell.
Got it, boss.
So
Yeah,
if that's the only obvious like place to go,
pretty
that's
much. Yeah.
That's the reason we should go.
All right. So you take a step towards the drainage chute. It's a narrow pipe that leads down And as you get towards and look into the chute, you would see a slight glow from the bottom, indicating that, should you go down there, there is no doubt some form of civilization, perhaps, individuals. You see a flicker of light, along with, on the right-hand side, a orange flicker like fire, perhaps. But this chute descends roughly 20 or so meters at roughly a 45-degree angle. So it's like a slide more than anything. And you certainly would hear noises of the grunting, groaning, shuffling coming up from the chute.
Well, Skinner's going to have his laser gun out because he's expecting there to be ferals.
Who's going down first?
Rex.
Okay.
Dave is right behind Rex.
Rex! Oh, so, yep, go on, Skinner.
No, you're good. You're good.
Okay. Rex, how, as you reach this open grate that has a 20-foot slide, what's the plan? Cowabunga that shit?
Yeah, Rex is full send. He slides down like he's on a skateboard with a sledgehammer in his hands, and if anything gets in his way, he's gonna fucking take it out.
Rex, with you being the first in, you slide down the filth chute, eventually hitting the bottom that opens up into a much larger part, but older part of the sewers. Here, the fetid smell of filth just lingers in the air. You could taste it. In front of you, a pile of refuse, and just clawing through seems to be the legless body of a feral ghoul. It picks out a piece of trash, stuffs it in its mouth, chews it for a moment before spitting it out and grabbing another piece. Just to your right, you see a orange glow of fire, and here also grunting and groaning of ghouls. And I think at this point, I think that may be a good point for us to end it for session 1. As we delve into the sewers of the cult of Sniffer's Gulch.
Gooch.
Sniffer's Gooch. Memes.
Yeah.
Yep.
With a roided... So what do we have? We've got a super mutant who eats robo brains. A roided out Deathclaw cosplayer. The mother of all communist hunters. And then the one keeping them all together, the glue of the operation. Fucking...
Skin of the ghoul.
Skin of the ghoul.
Indeed.
Alright. Well, yeah, we will... I think that's a good point for us to end it. With this little... adventure into the sewers. So with that, I'll bring us back to the start screen, which kind of makes sense. A bobblehead, a bouncy, and a really bad bar tab. Thank you for joining us for episode 1. Anything anyone wishes to say?
Good night, Jack.
Gains, man. All the gains.
Goodbye, Chet.
And see you tomorrow for Pariahs.
Alright. Get gone, you lot. Everyone, thank you for joining us for this. I'm going to head over to the ending screen. And we will try and find someone to raid. Don't forget the chair. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Some music. Good. I'm glad everyone enjoyed it. Thank you. It's something a little out of our wheelhouse, something a little different, but nevertheless, we needed a more upbeat change. So, hey Yeti, very quickly as well, Sneeze, thank you for the 65-month resub. I appreciate it. And thanks to Diesel for the sub gift. Aha. Who is streaming at the minute? I didn't have a... God damn it. We're not starting. We're ending yet. I forgot about that. God damn it. Oh well. Let's head over to Orc Skull and see what they're up to. And show some support for Orc Skull. Boosh. I need a ending now. Bugger. Alright, everyone, once again, thank you for joining us. Tomorrow we have episode 22 of Pariahs. And then Saturday after that, we'll be back with Fallout for the episode 2. And probably the end, the closing of our little meme sessions. But yeah, with that, I'm going to pass you over to Orc Skull. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Ta-ta for now.